Hey everybody, welcome to Face Off. I'm Jason Pelligra, your host, where we take two films, put them against each other, and in the end, only one will remain. This is a special episode. They're not exactly horror films, but I don't think horror fans are gonna mind. It's the Terminator versus Terminator 2 Judgment Day. In a way, there's no winner or loser. Arnie rocks both these films, but the debate is real. In 1984, James Cameron unloaded an awesome, gritty, R-rated assault on us. And in 1991, he rocked us again with an epic, revolutionary commercial smash hit. Both have their strengths. Which Terminator survives to see the future? Now, I was gonna say that I'm gonna try and make it through an episode with not doing an Arnold Schwarzenegger accent, and I actually kind of almost did it in the last line, but let's see how it goes. First topic, scary. Well, let's face it, these are not the typical horror films you see on our show, so let's grade this with a little bit of relativity. Terminator was actually pretty scary. The dark lighting and the suspense of the chase scenes and the violent kills, the eyeball in the sink, Terminator holds its own. T2 sadly loses big time in this one. If you found anything scary in this film, you're probably not a fan of this show, therefore I'm probably talking to no one. All right, again, we're gonna go to the scoreboard, but this is a relative score, not a typical horror score. So after a hard-fought battle, which one ended better, Terminator or Terminator 2? It was Terminator 1 with an 8, Terminator 2 with a 6. All right, let's go to Sexiness, and admittedly, both films really don't focus too much on that topic. Well, there was some nudity, and like all 80s films, it comes from the lead actress. In this case, it was Linda Hamilton. Despite running from her life from an unstoppable robot, she does find time to get the tinglies, which is a good thing, as we will find out in part 2. Well, if you like your women strong, T2 is for you. It's hard to believe, but in the 90s, early 90s, it was a whole bunch of hoopla around Linda Hamilton going to the gym and getting shredded. It's like women couldn't do that or something. Anyways, I like a strong woman. However, maybe Hamilton was a little bit too strong for me. Bottom line is, in both films, the end of the world ain't sexy. Oh, and I forgot, Terminator butts. Damn. Anyways, let's go to the scoreboard. Terminator 1, 5. Terminator 2, 3. All right, next up is filmmaking, and this is a really awesome one because it's the same filmmaker, but two totally different films. Let's go to it. James Cameron rocked Terminator. He delivered a relentless film that covered all the bases from being awesome to badass. This was the film that made Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you don't often get to say this, he was great in the film. Reese and Sarah Connor were likable, and in the end, you didn't want them to die, which is always a good thing. It's hard to imagine how revolutionary the effects were in T2 in today's day and age. Cameron did a brilliant job at upping the stakes in Terminator 2. He also didn't regurgitate much, making the film a standalone. The evolution of Sarah's character was believable, and the turning of the now A-list Arnold Schwarzenegger into a good robot was genius. Little John Connor, played by Ed Furlong, wasn't too annoying either. So, with filmmaking being such a pivotal topic in these films, let's go to the scoreboard. Terminator 1, 7. Terminator 2, 9. All right, so the Terminator plot. Similar, but still different. Let's go. Evil time travel. A robot is sent back to kill a woman before she gives birth to the savior of humankind. Simple, compelling, and to the point. Not just a sequel, Terminator 2 went for more in every category, including story. And while the premise remained the same, with a new Terminator, T-1000 instead of the T-800 chasing John Connor instead of Sarah Connor, the end of the world was more imminent, and the future war to end humanity had its roots in present day, making stopping this dark future even more dire. All right, the plots are laid down. Let's go to the scoreboard and see where they finish up. Terminator 1, 7. Terminator 2, 8. All right, this is a cool topic. The Antagonist. T-800 versus T-1000. Let's get to it. Well, the T-800 was a rock-solid, no-nonsense Hulk with the intimidation factor cranked to 10. He looks human, acts human-ish, but he is a hard-ass to kill robot. T-1000 was a total opposite. An unimposing look with the ability to change its form into other people due to it being made out of liquid metal. This was a fresh take on a villain, and it seemed almost impossible to stop, which makes for a great villain. All right, so the description of the antagonists are laid out. Let's go to the scoreboard. Terminator 1, 8. Terminator 2, 9. All right, the next category, an important one on Face Off, is the kills. Now, it's not a horror film. However, luckily for us, Terminators have lots of kills for us to celebrate. Terminator don't play. You're in his way, you die. Lots of gun kills, which makes it a bit weak in this category, but given the nature of the film, we'll let it go. Minus the final awesome death of the T-800. The T-1000 was a little bit more diverse. Kills overall were a little bit more creative, but nothing too earth-shattering. Again, not a horror film, so we'll go a little light on them. But let's go to the scoreboard. Terminator 1, 5. Terminator 2, 5. Okay, well, screw going light on them. All right, let's go to setting. It's the end of the world. Let's find out where it's set. The mean city of the 80s. Looked like the backdrop to most 80s films. Nothing bad, but nothing great either. Terminator 2 moved around a bit more through the areas of Los Angeles, but again, nothing where you're sitting there saying, wow, this is awesome setting land. All right, so the setting's clearly not the biggest factor in these two films, but let's go to the scoreboard and see which one ranks higher. Terminator, 6. Terminator 2, 7. All right, so the Terminators have been doing battle this whole time, and it's time to see which one has a better ending. It was very hard to get through this relentless chase where the T-800 just seemed like it would never die. Then finally it gets all its flesh burned off and it's just a skeletal remains, and it still didn't die. Then it was crushed in the hydraulic press and then it died. However, you were so out of breath at that point, it was awesome. The T-1000 was even harder to figure out how it would be stopped. In the end, it was pushed into molten steel. Not the best, though I'm not sure how else they could have done it. All right, so does it really matter how a Terminator film ends? They keep making another one. I guess I could say that for a lot of horror films. But anyways, let's go to the endings. Terminator 1, 8. Terminator 2, 6. All right, after a hard-fought battle, which Terminator came out on top? Let's go to the final scoreboard. And in the end, Terminator scores a 53. Terminator 2, 49, making the winner the original Terminator. When you think about it, in Terminator 2, the T-800 took out the T-1000, so maybe the ending was foregone conclusion. Until next time, I'm Jason Pelligra. Don't forget to subscribe, notifications, all that stuff. Comment below, follow us on social media, and we'll see you soon.